Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Right, I've got some patterns for you coming up. Now in my last tutorial I did say that I was going to explore the granny patterns, but I've had a look and done a bit of research, and there are quite a few granny patterns already out there. If there's anything specific you want me to make, then do let me know, but I'm just having a look at the list that I was having a look at, and you've got the Granny Ripple, the Drunken Granny, the Tipsy Granny. I mean, there's quite a few, but they are already on there, so I might leave that for a minute, and I'm just going to explore some more simple patterns with you. So this pattern is a gorgeous, sweet little delicate pattern. I love this yarn actually. Just before I begin, this is, looks red, but it's called Cranberry, and it's by Pato Everyday DK yarn here in the UK. So yeah, it's called the FLORET stitch. It's a very simple pattern, and it makes great blankets, and you can make a lot of things with this, even down to cushion covers. It's just got this little tiny little flowers. I presume that's why it's called FLORET. And then it's just a double crochet row, and it's so simple to do. So I'm going to show you how to make this, and what you will need is a 4mm crochet hook. You can use 5 if you're using a number 4 yarn, but obviously for any baby item purposes, then it's always DK yarn, lightweight yarn, number 3, and a 4mm crochet hook, unless it's a dense pattern, which is when I switch to a number 5. So the pattern is worked up in multiples of 2 plus 1. If you want to make the baby blanket, go ahead and chain 113 chains. So I'm just going to do a small sample, so an odd chain. Let's just push this aside. I've got some of this lovely lilac. Hopefully this will show up on the screen. And you want to do a slip knot. So I do my slip knot like this. Same as I would do a magic circle. I pull it through the same way. But then I just pull both of them, and then the longer one, which will tighten up the knot. Before I begin, it's let me just double check. So there's double crochet and slip stitch. That's all there is, even to make these little flowers here. It's slip stitch and a double crochet. It's a very simple pattern to do. If you don't know how to do the double crochet or a slip stitch, please go and have a look at some videos. I have one on the double crochet, I believe, and go practice those and then come back. But I will go as slow as I can. I'll show you the double crochet a couple of times, and then I will carry on as my normal pace. You can slow me down, and you can put subtitles on. Right, got the information out the way. Let's begin. Let's chain 15. Okay, so I'm just going to do a small sample for you. So you can either do the sample with me, or you can go ahead and chain your 113 for a nice little delicate blanket. It's a really pretty pattern. Right, the first thing you want to do is double crochet on the 3rd chain. So your first row is going to be a double crochet row. So yarn over, you don't count the one on the chain, 1, 2 and 3, go into the 3rd, put your hook through, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I'll show you again. Next stitch, yarn over, pop your hook in, pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. That's how you do your double crochet, and you want to do double crochet all the way to the end. This is a 2-row repeat pattern. And is it both sided? No, it's not. That's the back. But that's fine. It's pretty. I do have some more patterns coming up for you. I think I will do a stint of patterns for you for blankets, scarves and whatever you want to make. Okay, got one more stitch here, last one, double crochet. Okay, so what you need to do now, row 2 is chain 1, oops, chain 1 and flip your work. You want to, not into this one, into the next one here, do a double crochet. Then in the next stitch, do a slip stitch. So put your hook in, pull the loop up, and then pull it through the one on the hook. Try not to make it too tight because we are going to work into that. Next one, double crochet. Next one, slip stitch. Next one, double crochet and slip stitch. So you'll repeat this and you should end with a slip stitch. Just bear with me, I've got pencils and hooks here everywhere, getting caught in my yarn. Not very organised, do apologise. Okay, you'll come to this turning chain and then this last double crochet here. Forget the turning chain completely, just slip stitch into that end chain. Chain 3. I did try this with the chain 2, but it was pulling too tight. Now can you see this gorgeous little pattern that it's made? And it will pop out even more now on the next row. So you want to, if you turn your work over here, let's just look at it from this angle. You can see a long stitch and a small stitch. Long stitch and a small stitch. We want to go into every one of those. So you chain 3, flip your work over. So that's the first one. So go straight into the long one here. Let me just get a needle. I've got this little plastic one here. So this one here, not this long one. That's the first one. That's the second one. Then you've got the long one. Then you've got the little one. And these are the stitches you need to work into. So yarn over, go into the first one and do a double crochet. You can pull your work aside a little bit, you'll see it's a tiny little one there. And you don't want to miss any. And just a double crochet row. And then you'll end up with the long one, which is here. And then you'll have one here, which was the slip stitch, but you can just squeeze it through on the end. Don't miss that one on the end. Otherwise your work will... So this is what you get. And if you continue to do that, it forms a really lovely piece of work. So just chain 1, flip your work, not this one, the next one, double crochet. And then the next one, slip stitch. Go in, pull up the loop through the stitch and the one on your hook. So alternate between the double crochet and the slip stitch. And you would do this all the way to the end of your blanket. Just remember, you've got to finish with the slip stitch. So if you get to the end and you think, oh, I'm done, you're not, because you'll need that last slip stitch. So you see here, there's a double crochet, so it's a double crochet on top of that, and then the last one will be now on this turning chain here. So just go into the top of the chain 3 and slip stitch, chain 3, and you're back to the double crochet row. Yarn over, not this one here, the very first one is the long one, and double crochet. You get a tiny one next to it here. And do all your double crochets in the slip stitch as well as the top of the double crochet. So when you get to here, you'll have a long one and you go through there, and then you'll have one more, which is the slip stitch. If you just remember, there is one right after this, okay? Don't finish here and think you're done. You can see it anyway, actually. You know that if you look at that, you know there's something missing here, if you look at it from here. See, there's something that needs to go on the end. That's how you keep all your stitches the same number. I'll do one more row, chain one, flip your work, miss that one, and then go into this one and do your double crochet. Double crochet and slip stitch all the way across. So that's double crochet in the one and slip stitch into the next. Sorry, just to clarify that it doesn't go in the same. You'll know you've got two, so that's your double crochet and your slip stitch on top of the chain three. Chain one, flip your work. Sorry, chain three, flip your work. Go to this one and do your double crochet row. And that's how this lovely pattern is made. Now, like I said, I'm using DK yarn with a 4mm crochet hook. You can use pretty much any yarn you want to. Just bear in mind that your sizing is going to be different. So if you are using the lightweight yarn with a 4, then you will need to chain 100 and, what did I say, 13. And if you're using any other yarn and hook, just make a small sample, do a small, measure it, and then do your measurements up on the width that you want. That's how I tend to do things, because everyone's tension is different as well. Right, that's that pattern here, the floret stitch. So really easy to do, double crochet row, then you're doing a double crochet in a slip stitch row, back to the double. So it's a 2-row repeat, and it makes a gorgeous, gorgeous fabric, really soft. I'll show you in the ruby red. Okay, right then, so like I said, I've got a few patterns coming, and I'm trying to get all the tutorials done because I'm still waiting to be grandma, and the baby is quite comfortable in mummy's tummy at the moment, so it could be any time. So I'm going to make all my tutorials, but I will schedule them so you can have them one a day. If not one a day, one every other day. Right, go ahead and try this. Like I said, look, it makes a gorgeous little floret stitch, it's called. Some ladies do ask me about the names, and when there are names, I will give you the names. When I've invented my own, then I don't have a name. I will just say it's a 2-row repeat or a 1-row repeat. Okay, thank you guys for your support. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Please do share this one. Super cute. And I'll see you very soon.